Hello class, good morning. How are you today? I hope you are all fine. Today is Wednesday, the 3rd of March 2021, and we are having English language with Junior Secondary 3. Our today's topic is business. Business is Unit 6 of our students' book, MI 4. We are on page 48 and page 49. We are going to read articles about business. But before we go to the reading of the article, let's look at the content of this unit. What are we going to be treating in this unit? In this unit, we will treat newspapers and magazines, business, phrasal verbs, synonyms for gets, irregular verb forms, reported speech, reporting verbs, reporting information. And we'll also be talking about setting up a business and running a business. Setting up a business and running a business. The text is about 3 entrepreneurs. This text is about 3 teenage entrepreneurs. The first one is Fraser Doherty. Fraser Doherty from Scotland is the CEO of his own company, Superjam. The name of his company is Superjam, and Fraser is the CEO of that company. Superjam produces pure fruit jams. Pure fruit jams. He is also director of the Scottish charity, the Superjam Tea Party. He is not only the CEO of his company, he is also the director of a Scottish charity named the Superjam Tea Party. The Superjam Tea Party runs tea party for elderly people who live alone or elderly people who are in care homes. Another teenager is Yasmin El Safi. Yasmin El Safi is an American Egyptian from California. An American Egyptian from California. He launched her own magazine at the age of 14, MG Magazine. The name of his magazine is MG Magazine, which is aimed at girls from 12 to 18 and publishes articles written by girls from all over the world. This one is a publisher. Another one is Suhas Gopinath. Suhas Gopinath. He is from India and he is the CEO and chairman of his own multinational ITC company, Global Inc. Gopinath was announced as a young global leader for 2008 and 2009 by the World Economic Forum. He was announced as a young global leader for 2008 and 2009 by the World Economic Forum. So these are the 3 teenage entrepreneurs we are going to read about. The title of the article is Flyers. Flyers. We are going to read the first article. Fraser Doherty. Fraser Doherty from Edinburgh, Scotland, loved his grandmother's jam, and at the age of 14, he decided to learn all her recipes. However, Fraser was soon coming up with his own flavors, and they were so tasty that he was making 1,000 jars for a week in his neighborhood. Fraser soon realized that jam making could be a lucrative business and he wanted to move to a factory, so he spoke to various jam manufacturers. Unfortunately, although they liked his recipes, but they told him he was too young. They also asked him how much capital he had for the project. His answer was nothing. Obviously, this couldn't make his idea a very attractive proposition. However, Fraser persisted and he finally found a factory in the north of England that was willing to take a risk on his jam. It was a risk that paid off. Fraser's jams are now on the shelves of some of Britain's most important supermarket chains, and they have made him into a rich young man. However, he donates a lot of money to charity, especially to organizations that work with some of his biggest clients, elderly people. Let's now read about Yasmin El-Safi. Even though the teenage magazine market is enormous, what do you do if you think that the mainstream media doesn't deal with the topics that interest you? As far as one American Egyptian girl was concerned, there was only one answer: write, edit, and produce your own magazines. Yasmin El-Safi from California published the first edition of MG magazine in 2005 when he was almost 14. The magazine is aimed at girls between the age of 12 and 18 and offers subscribers a wide range of articles from contributors from as far away as Britain and Kuwait. Although Yasmin loves writing, she always says that most of her time is now taken up by running the business side of the magazine. In a recent interview, she said she was a writer, photographer, graphic designer, publisher, and salesperson. She also explained that her mother had had an important role in the magazine's success, always giving her good business advice. Yasmin had discovered that running your own business is extremely hard work, but at least she can now find a magazine that she thinks is worth reading. Let's read about Suhas Gopinath. As a young teenager, Suhas Gopinath from Bangalore in India dreamt of being a vet, but when his father returned home with a computer and a modem, he started planning a different future. By the age of 12, he had already built his own website, and a few years later, he launched his own computer consultancy. Suhas' firm helps clients with web design, online shopping, and internet security. The company is consistently growing, and as a result, Suhas is always looking to recruit new staff. But if you are over 25, don't apply for a job. Suhas, who was at one time the world's youngest CEO, Chief Executive Officer, told a legal newspaper that he wanted to work with young colleagues. He also added he wasn't too worried about an applicant's qualifications and claimed that enthusiasm was important than exam results. So far, Suhas received youth and engineers seems to be working for him, and his company now has 11 branches around the world, and he was voted Young Global Leader by the World Economic Forum in 2008. So this is the article. After reading the article, we have some questions to answer. Question 1. Question 1 is taken from page 48, and this is question 1. Read the reading tips. Find out what type of business each of the young people set up. We have 3 businessmen here. We have Yasmin, Suhan, and Fraser. What are they in? What are they into? And we also have their pictures here. We have 3 pictures here. What are they into? And if we look at the passage, looking at this passage, this is one article, but it is divided into 3. So it is special. If someone can ask you what's special about the article, you say that the article is divided into 3, but it is one article. Looking at the type of businesses each of them do. Who does what in the business? We saw that Suhas is in. What does Suhas do? Suhas Kapina. Suhas is into computer consultancy. And Fraser is into jam making. And we have Yasmin. Yasmin is into magazine and publishing. He is publishing magazine. And the next question, read the text, answer the questions with Fraser, Yasmin, or Suhas. I'm going to answer the question with Fraser, Yasmin, or Suhas. Who has offices all over the world? Question number 1. Who has offices all over the world? Suhas. Suhas has offices all over the world. Now, question 2. Who does lots of different jobs? Who does lots of different jobs? According to the passage is Yasmin. Yasmin does lots of different jobs because Yasmin is a writer. He writes, he publishes, he also markets his magazine. So he does lots of different jobs. Number 3. Question 3. Who became rich thanks to learning a skill from a relative? Obviously, it is a jam maker. The jam maker is Fraser.